Chapter 29 of The Bigger Picture. A Reiki share group. I wanted to run my own therapy business, but didn't have a clue where to start. I had nowhere to practice from and no idea how to attract clients. I started by trying to find a place where I could work from. I went to several businesses around our town to see if they had a room I could rent. A couple did, but they wanted me to sign up for a 6-month to a year rental, and quite honestly, I just couldn't afford to do that. I needed to know that I had some money coming in to offset the rent. I decided to go mobile, so I bought a therapy couch, covers, pillows, and everything else I thought I might need. I told family and friends and managed to pick up a few bookings. However, being mobile really didn't work out that well for me. Lugging the heavy therapy couch in and out of the car, and sometimes upstairs, was starting to play havoc with my shoulders. I had to contend with working in somebody else's space, which was often busy and cluttered, and not the tranquil place I wanted my client to receive their therapy session in. I had to contend with pets running in and out and around my feet. One evening, a cat flew into the room, jumped up onto the couch and onto my client's stomach, and she yelled as the claws dug into her flesh, and the cat squealed and hissed at me. Don't get me wrong, I am a big animal lover and have cats of my own, but that little puppet completely ruined the peace and tranquility of that session. I think the crunch came when, at one home, the kids were in and out, asking for biscuits, drink, asking their mum what she was doing, before finally plonking themselves down on the sofa and putting on the TV. I was so upset. Surely that couldn't be the end of my becoming a Reiki therapist before I'd even started. I remembered that at one point during my training, Catherine suggested that I might like to consider a Reiki share group. These were particularly good for practice and pulling Reiki people together. This seemed like sound advice. If I was going to teach, I would want something in place to offer my students. This was great, but I had to find people to come. We were soon going off on holiday, so I decided I would take that time to consider how I was going to make it happen. I asked my guides for help and set the intent that I needed someone to join my Reiki share group, and left it at that. Our holiday took us off to the Far East, and we visited many wonderful places. I love Southeast Asia. I love the people and the culture. We visited many Buddhist temples during that trip, but the one sticks in my memory was Kek Lok Si in Penang. Kek Lok Si is the largest Buddhist temple in Malaysia, and it stands on a hilltop at Air Intam near Penang Hill. The complex is divided into 3 zones, with the beautiful gardens at the base, complete with a turtle liberation pond. The middle section has temples, gardens, a pagoda, and 4 Heavenly Kings pavilion. And the hilltop plays host to an enormous statue of the Goddess of Mercy, Kuan Yin. At the time, I had no idea who Kuan Yin was, and I certainly had no idea that I would work with her over the coming years in healing capacity. Isn't it just amazing how spirit and the universe work? Anyway, I digress a bit. It was during my time in Penang that one morning I was relaxing on the beach and decided to check my emails. There was a message from a lady who lived in my hometown asking if I knew of any Reiki share groups she could join. Wow, Spirit didn't hang about, did they? I replied immediately, saying that I was away but would sort something out when I got home. This was the push I needed to put my thoughts into action. I spent the rest of the holiday trying to think through the logistics of how I was going to start my group. Could I get another couple of people interested? And where would I hold it? When I got home, I called Jill and asked if she would be interested in joining. She agreed immediately and offered her treatment room as a venue. I went back to the lady who made the original request, gave her the details, and she asked if she could bring someone with her. All my problems solved in one go. My guides had come up trumps for me once again. The organisation all fell into place nicely, and they directed two of the loveliest people my way. Not forgetting, of course, my lovely Jill, who's always there for me. So if you need some help, ask your guides. They always listen and are always willing and ready to help, if, of course, it's in your best interests. We continued to meet once a month, just the four of us. We worked really well together, and the energy was amazing. We all agreed that what we had was special, and there was so much potential within the group. We spent as much time talking about spiritual development as we did Reiki. All four of us were, or nearly, Reiki masters, and as such wanted to explore and develop our spiritual awareness. And so, the concept of a spiritual development group began. We all agreed that the Reiki shares should continue and grow, as we recognised this was a vital part of our development too. We opened the group to anyone trained in Reiki, and it wasn't long before we had more people than could comfortably fit into Jill's therapy room. We eventually moved to our local village hall, which had all the space we needed, plus a large car park. Within a short space of time, we had not only a good and growing Reiki share group, but also an exciting spiritual development group. See you next time.